and welcome to the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel. My name is Kay and this is my channel where I share all about my making adventures. Today is Wednesday, June 14th. It is almost 9:30. I have an eye appointment in 1 hour. So it's gonna be a shorter one today because I really don't have too much to share, but also because I've got an eye appointment. Nothing's wrong, just a checkup. I wear contacts and glasses if you didn't know. So just gotta go get my yearly checkup so that I can get more contacts. But anyways, we've got a lot to chat about today. So we are going to chat some finished objects, works in progress, some things that came in the mail. We do have our Yarnable winner to announce, as well as I drew for some prizes using random number generator from the RAVELRY threads for summer sock camp, the chatter and the FO, and also from using the Instagram hashtag. So we will talk about those in just a bit. You can find me on Instagram and RAVELRY as The Crazy Sock Lady, and I will have links right down below this video for everywhere that you can find me, as well as links to any shops that I talk about, project pages for everything that you're going to see. If there's anything that you have questions on about projects, you can check those pages. I try to keep everything up to date over there for you. So yeah, let's just jump in with finished objects. I've got 2 finished pairs of socks to show you today. 2. I'm using my summer sock camp mug. I love it so much. These are over in the Spreadshirt shop right now. If you're new here, Summer Sock Camp is our annual summer sock make-along. You can knit or crochet socks. You can find all the details in the RAVELRY group as well as in an Instagram highlight. But basically it's just make socks all summer long. That's it. Okay, so finished objects. 2 finished pairs of socks that are identical. I am so happy with these. So these were worked up the exact same way. I will talk about the yarn here in a minute because I'm using the leftovers from these 2 pairs of socks in another pair of socks. I really don't know what has gotten me on this kick of feeling like I want to use all the yarn and not just toss the leftovers in my scrap. I don't even know what you'd call what's happening over here. Scrap collection. There's so many. I'm looking at them. They're behind the camera. Yeah, but lately I've really been enjoying not just making a pair of socks and then having a ton left over. I do put some aside for my scrappy blankets, my cozy memories, and my fingering weight jelly roll, but I still feel like I have so much left. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm just rolling with it. It probably won't last long, but you just got to go with it while it's here. So these, like I said, these were worked up the exact same. They are identical other than the foot length is different. These are both for gifts. Neither of these are for me. So I knit these up using my vanilla socks on 9-inch circular pattern, but just doing them with my recipe for scrappy stripy socks, which I do have over on RAVELRY. It's not like a downloadable PDF or anything. It's just on a project page. It's all linked down below. I knit these on US 0, 2mm, 64 stitches for both of them. Knit 2, purl 2, rib for the cuff for 25 rounds. Then I striped in the minis. So I had a full skein. That is what I used on the cuff, toe, and then for this middle section was the full skein. And then I had 6 mini skeins. I'll go over details on the yarn when we talk about the whips. So for the leg, I striped the 6 minis, 10 rounds per stripe. For the foot, I striped them 5 rounds per stripe. Slip stitch heel flap. So happy with them. I finished the first one and I thought I'm just going to keep going. I had so much yarn left, so I did 2 of them. So both are gifts. Oh, I didn't write down when I started and finished those. Let me pull that up really quick because so many of you really, really like hearing that, and I always think it's fun as well. Okay, so the first one. The first pair I started on June 2nd and finished on June 10th. The second pair I started on June 10th and finished on June 12th. Those went really quickly. I knit all weekend long. My friend Jenny was in town. Talked about that a little bit last week, but she got here Friday, left Sunday, and we basically just knit. We did go out to lunch for Worldwide Knit in Public Day, so we did that. And then we came home and knit. And knit some more. And knit some more. So I had so much knitting time to get those socks done. So yeah, those were done pretty quickly. And then I started another sock with them. So this, okay, first I did write down that I wanted to talk about this. I talked about this a bit on Instagram when I did like a Q&A in my stories over there, and I had a lot of questions about how fast I knit, how I knit so fast, how I get so many things done, and I talked a bit about comparing ourselves, and I want to talk about that again because I feel like I get so many questions, comments about how many things I finish and how fast I knit, and I think it's important to talk about this a little bit. I don't think we should ever compare ourselves. I think we should stop that on anything. It's hard not to. I am guilty of it as well, but I do think it's important not to compare ourselves. We shouldn't try to aim to get as much knitting done as someone else does. We should embrace where we are, whether we're getting a lot of knitting done or not. We should embrace that, and we should be so happy with anything that we get done. Whether you knit 5 stitches in a day or you finish a sock in a day, be happy with the progress that you've made and try to embrace where you are in your life, in your knitting journey. Embrace and be happy with that progress that you have made. I don't know, those questions and comments and things, sometimes I've had people say they want proof that I actually knit these and didn't crank them. Like, sometimes it can get a bit crazy and bizarre. We're all at different places in our lives, and the time that we have to knit does look different at different times in our lives. Right now, yes, I stay at home. I realize I'm so blessed to be able to do that, and that does allow me more knitting time to not have a job outside of my house. And then I do knit. I knit pretty quickly, I think. I always have. I don't have a secret. If I did, I would happily share it with all of you. I don't have a secret for how, why, I don't know. That's just how I knit. That's how I've always crocheted. And then pretty quickly into my knitting journey, that speed came. I really have no idea. I'm not doing anything different or special. That's just the speed that I go at. But yeah, I always feel so, I don't even know what the right word is about those comments, because we shouldn't feel bad whether we don't have a lot of progress or whether we make a lot of progress. Either side of it, you should not feel bad for where you are and what progress you're making. So I don't know. I just want to touch base on that. I'll step off my soapbox now and we'll talk about works in progress. This is in a bag by Knitting Unicorns that Homespun House sold in her shop. She does still have bags by her in there. And this is the third pair of socks that I am getting out of this yarn. So let's talk about the yarn, because I want to wait, the tag was in here. It is by Pearl Talk. This is the tag for the mini set. And it is, what is the base called? I think it's You Socksy Thing. Yes. And it is hand-dyed superwash merino, tencel, and nylon base. I had the full skein, which was Bordeaux, Speckle, and the mini skein, which is Blind Love. Both by the same dyer, same base. These are for my niece, Lily. One of those pairs that you saw is for my sister Cassie. So these are for Lily. I am on the first stripe on the foot. I have used all of the main color. It is completely gone. Well, I had like the tiniest bit left. I had split it. Where's the tiny bit? I had split it in half so that I could knit these concurrently, and I've just been doing like one stripe on one foot, one on the other, but that way I could just use up as much as I could. This was all that was left of that main color. So for these, I cast on 60 stitches on Magic Loop US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. These are ChiaoGoo. I do have these needles linked in my Amazon storefront, which is linked below. I did knit 2, purl 2 rib for the cuff for 15 rounds. The leg stripes on these ones, I did 7 rounds. And I'm doing 7 rounds on the stripes on the foot as well. And I'm hoping that'll get me to the toe. And then it's undetermined exactly what I'm going to do for the toe. Just randomly stripe some of the leftovers because I think I will have the tiniest bit left of these minis, or grab another yarn and do the toe. It's undecided. I don't mind that I ran out of that main color and don't have it for the toe. Lily won't mind, so it is fine. What else about these? I think that was kind of it. Heel flap, gusset, all that's done. These should definitely be done by the next episode. And I am so excited to be using up all of that yarn. I have, in here, I wanted to show you, I have scales linked. When I posted on Instagram, I had a lot of questions about what yarn scales I use. I think I have a few linked on Amazon. They're just these tiny little pocket scales are my favorite ones because they fit great in a project bag. This one has a case that goes over the top that you can also use as a tray, which is great for those tiny little bits of yarn so they're not falling off and rolling around. So yeah, this is one of my favorites. This one is linked on Amazon. And then I've been using this so much, so I wanted to show you guys this again. This is the sock roller by Twice Sheared Sheep that you can, it's a slat bracelet, but these are so convenient. I have one in each of these bags because look how small that is. There's like the smallest little thing. And they just fit down inside of your bag for on the go. This is great. Even not even leaving your house, just around the house. You don't have to go get your sock roller because those don't fit in a lot of project bags. So the fact that this rolls up and just goes down in your bag is so nice. So I wanted to update you guys on the fact that I am using this all the time. It has a ruler on one side. There are instructions on this side as well on how to use it. And then on the other side, there are shoe sizes. You have some kid sizes, women's, and then men's. And you slide that in. If you're doing toe up, you would use it for where to place your heel. Cuff down, use it for when to start your toe. You slide it into this end. In at this end, line it up with your heel or your toe, and then knit until the size, and that is when you start your toe. It's amazing, and it works great. I've compared it to all of my other sock rulers I've always used, and it's spot on with all of my measurements I have marked. So it is very convenient to have. Okay, that's work in progress number 1. My second one is my on-the-go knitting. It's not had a ton of work, but a little bit. This is in a Jeep bag that was just a gift from a viewer. There's no shop. And these are my Regia Pairfect socks. Let me get the tag. There's my other sock roller bracelet down inside of there. What those will look like. This is the design line with Arnie and Carlos and Regia Pairfect, and the color number is 9138. Here it is. so far. I really have so much fun with these pairfect socks. All Regia socks really, but the pairfect ones are just so much fun. So I'm using ChiaoGoo 9-inch circulars and basically following my vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars pattern. Aside from the pairfect tells you when to switch yarn. So you knit this color until it starts the lighter blue. You just look at the picture and see when things, you know, what it'll change to. So you knit your cuff until then do your leg. So that's just where we're at right now. I worked on these while we were at lunch for Worldwide Knit in Public Day. And I'm trying to think when else I've worked on them. I think the only other time I've worked on them has been last night. We went to date night and I just worked on them in the car. If we're out for like actual date night, I try not, well, not that I try, I don't knit while we are at dinner. But I worked on them in the car on the way there and on the way back. And that is it for finished objects. Did I say I'm using a US 0 2mm? I don't remember if I did or not, but that's what I'm using for those. So let's chat mail and then we will do all the prize winners that we have to announce. So I have a couple things that came in the mail. I don't think, this is not in my notes and I'm pretty sure it came after the last episode. So this is the Sock Week self-striping yarn. I think I mentioned it last time that I had ordered it. Actually, I think it came that day. I think it was delivered that evening. So this is by Nicole C. Mendez. And this is for Nitty Natty's Sock Week Knit Along. You can head over and check out her YouTube. I'll have it linked below for more information on Sock Week. But this is called Sock Island. It is on her soft sock base, which is an 80% virgin wool, merino extra fine, and 20% nylon. So we have a 100-gram skein, and then I chose the pink mini skein to go with it. And I am so excited. I'm going to save this for Sock Week. I think it's July 9th is when it starts. So I'm going to save this, and that's going to be what I cast on that day for Sock Week. But I'm very excited. It's so pretty knit up. I'm going to set that up there. All right, so I talked about the sweater that I'm going to knit for my niece Lily. If you're new here, I knit her a sweater every year for her birthday. She will be turning 8 in August. So I have got to get started on this because I've decided to do a fingering weight sweater this year. Usually I do DK. We're doing fingering weight because I found the perfect cardigan that I think she is going to absolutely love. I think I have the pattern right here, but it is in black and white. But yeah, that is what the pattern looks like. It is Film Reel for Children by Elena Nodell. There is an adult one too, and I'm really wanting to knit one for myself. But we got to get Lily's done first. That's priority here. So that's what I decided on. And then the ladies from 3 by the Sea Designs reached out and sent me some pictures of some yarn sets that they are going to be having in their shop. Normally, if you've watched for a while, I think I've almost always, with the exception of a couple, used knit picks for Lily's garments that I have made her. But I could not. I could not. So here is the yarn. Let me get it flipped around here. By 3 by the Sea. This is their Stargazer Fade set. Oh, they even numbered them. That is so nice. So here they are. Oh my goodness. Guys, I love this so much. Lily is going to, I don't even know. She's going to be so excited. I hope. Watch. She won't be, but I think she's going to be so excited. So I think I'm going to start with the lightest. You guys let me know what you think about that. I think I'll start with the lightest and work down to the darkest. These are all on 100-gram skeins. I think I'm only going to need 50 grams of each, maybe less, but they went ahead and sent 100 grams just in case, and then if I wanted to use it in another project. So nice of them. But yeah, I can't wait. There's the logo for 3 by the Sea. Definitely keep an eye on them. These are not in their shop yet, but keep an eye on their Instagram, their website, because they sent me some pictures of other fades as well when we were trying to decide what ones, and oh, they're all so good. So definitely you want to keep an eye out there. These pinks are just amazing, and they did number them. Is that gonna focus? There we go. So this one's number 1. I think that's great so that I don't get them mixed up, because I would do that. I am itching to get this cast on. I think I may go ahead this week, cake everything up, get it in a project bag, have everything ready to go. But I think this year I'm going to have Cassie measure Lily for me. I've never done that before. I've always just picked according to her age what the recommended size is for that age in the pattern. I think this year I can't decide. She's going to be 8, but I can't decide if I want to do a size 8 or a size 10. A 10 could end up being way too big, but it might not be. So I want to see where she measures within the measurements for the pattern and kind of go based off of that. I'll have plenty of yarn, especially since they sent me 100 gram skeins if I do a size 10. So that's what I'm going to do, but they're on vacation this week. So I doubt, my sister is not a knitter. So I don't know why she would have a tape measure with her. Maybe she does. I think they're staying in an Airbnb. Maybe there's a tape measure in the Airbnb. But I'm not going to pester them while they're on vacation, even though I am itching to cast on. I am going to wait and pester her when she gets home until she measures Lily, because I got to get this started. So yeah, that is the yarn for Lily's sweater. Okay, so winners. And then we will talk about reading and watching, and then we are done. And I am doing pretty good on time because I want to have a little snack before I go to the eye doctor. All right, so we have our Yarnable giveaway. Again, thank you so much to Cheryl over at Yarnable for sending us a full Yarnable package for the June Yarnable to use as a giveaway. I drew the winner this morning. I did not write it down, but I took a screenshot of it. So we will put the comment up here for the winner. Congratulations. If you would just email me at crazysockladypodcast@gmail.com. I just need your shipping information, and then I will get this off in the mail to you. Now we have our first round of summer sock camp prizes. And I drew 2 winners from each area. So we have 2 winners from Instagram. Sakiki, I am probably mispronouncing that. I'm going to put them on the screen here. And 72 Stitches. So those are our 2 winners from the Instagram hashtag Summer Sock Camp 2023. If you are an Instagram winner, I'm going to have you send me an Instagram message. Those can get a little buried, but I'm going to keep a very close eye out, and I can search and see if you've messaged me as well. I just think that's the easiest way, and it confirms, like, you are who you say you are. You are the winner. So if you would just send me an Instagram message, give me your shipping information, I will get your prizes off in the mail to you. For our Ravelry winners, if you are one of those, please send me a Ravelry message and give me your shipping information. So I did 2 winners from the Ravelry chatter thread, and I will put those up here on the screen. And then 2 winners from our Ravelry finished objects thread for Summer Sock Camp. So I will put those on the screen as well. So congratulations to all of our winners for this first round of prizes for Summer Sock Camp. We have so many people participating. It's so exciting to see so many of you chatting in the chatter thread or just chatting through comments on Instagram. So many finished objects, people learning socks for the first time, doing new techniques. This is always what gets me so excited and what I love so much about Summer Sock Camp. So, all right. Now just reading and watching. That's the only, well, and a little bit of life stuff, but that's the only other thing that I have for today. So reading, I am still working on The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. Still enjoying it, but that is my bedtime book. So some nights I don't get a lot of reading done if I am really tired. So like I say a million times, I think that one takes me a while to get through, the one I'm reading before bed. I talked last time about trying Audible, and I have been doing it this past week. I am listening to The Housemaid by Sarah A. Denzil. It says it's, I'll put a picture up here. It says only on Audible or something, so I'm not sure if that's the only place that you can get it. I have no idea. But that is where I'm listening to it. I'm really enjoying both of these books. You guys know Ruth Ware. I have been just going through all of her books and enjoying every single one. This Sarah Denzil is a new author to me. I've never heard of her, but I'm enjoying this one too. I'm enjoying the narrator as well. So many of you gave me good tips on speeding it up. I have not tried that yet. The best tip that I saw was if your mind starts to really wonder that this person, when that happens to them, they pause the book, give their mind a minute to do its thing, and then they start the book again. So I've done that a couple of times. If I find, because sometimes it's like I'll get a text message or something and I'll get distracted, and then my mind just goes to, you know, whatever the text message was, or if I'm doing a task around the house, my mind will wander. So I've paused it, went back 30 seconds if I have to when I restart, and then I've continued. And I am really, really enjoying it. I've mostly been listening to it if I'm doing, you know, mindless things around the house, laundry, cleaning. I have listened to it some while I'm knitting, so that has been really nice. And I think maybe it's just a kind of training your brain kind of a situation. I need to train my brain and then allow it those breaks if it's having a day where it's really, really wandering off. So really enjoying it so far. Watching, we really have not been watching a lot. I feel like all of our shows have kind of ended that we were watching. I did finish the current season of Grey's Anatomy. So I finished watching that. That's one I just watch on my own. I am watching the Kardashians. I finished Real Housewives of New Jersey. Those are kind of all my guilty pleasure TV that I watch on my own because nobody else in my family watches those. With Eric, we finished Yellowjackets on Showtime, that season that just came out. And then we have been watching The Clearing on Hulu. It's based on a book. I can't remember the author, but I did save it to read in the future on Goodreads. I think that's where I saved it at, in my like want to read section or something. I don't use that app very often, but I'm trying to be better to keep track of what I read. So yes, we've been watching The Clearing on Hulu. It's interesting, bit confusing, one of those kind of shows where you're like, what is even happening right now? But it's been interesting, and I am excited to read the book because a lot of the times I like the book better. Almost all the time. We started Justified last night. That is an older show. Eric watched it, I think, when it was out, like as the episodes came out. I watched bits and pieces. But he started it last night. I think he said they're bringing it back, kind of like they did with like Dexter and stuff, you know. So I don't know. He turned it on last night because we had nothing else to watch. We watched one episode and then went to bed. But so far it's all right. I like the lead guy. I can't remember his name, but I like him. So yeah, I'll let y'all know how I like that as I get more into it. I feel like you can't always tell from one episode. That's kind of it. So yeah, Jenny came to visit over the weekend. I already talked about that a bit because really we just knit the entire weekend and it was amazing. It was so nice to visit with her. We ended up having Saturday mostly to ourselves. Austin had to work and then he stayed at a friend's house, and Eric and Wyatt went camping. So it was kind of nice. It was just the two of us, and we had leftovers from where we went out to lunch for dinner. So we did not even have to cook. We just had to heat up our leftovers. And then I have a Ninja Creamy, so we made like blizzards in the Ninja Creamy and knit, and it was great. It went by way too fast though. It felt like when she left on Sunday, she had just gotten here. So it was not long enough of a time at all. But all right, that's kind of it. I am gonna go have a snack and then head off to the eye doctor and run a few errands. I need to go check the P.O. box, the Crazy Sock Lady P.O. box, because I have not in almost 2 weeks. So I need to go check that. If you are one of our winners, again, congratulations. Please make sure that you get in touch with me ASAP. I will leave that for like 2 weeks, and then if I haven't heard from winners, I will redraw names for new winners so that I make sure I don't have prizes sitting, because that's something that can happen and it's always a bummer, and then they sit for so long, and I just want to be able to get them out the door to new homes. So yes, make sure you get in touch with me if you are a winner, and I will see you guys again soon. Hopefully, you know, I'll be on using some other yarn by that time. Hopefully you guys won't get tired of seeing me use up all the yarn in a skein. I'm not, oh, can you guys see back here? I don't know if you can see all of it, but oh, maybe you can over here. I caked up so much yarn this weekend. Ridiculous, because I'm on this thing of using up all the yarn. I still have 5 project bags of yarn that I caked up at the beginning of camp, and then I caked up more yarn. Oh, and thank you guys for all your suggestions about what to use the Yarnable yarn for. It's definitely going to be socks. Like, you guys suggested patterns and said what you would use, and it was so great. If you're looking for sock patterns or different ideas, the comments from episode 188 are a great place to look. There were so many patterns I had to go look up and see what they looked like and save, and so that was a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do Whispers in the Wind. I think that's what I've decided on. Jenny has knit a few pairs of those, and she was working on one when she was here, and I think it'll work up really good in the Yarnable. It's right back here. The Yarnable colorway from June. So that's what I'm going to do with these. They're all caked up, ready to go, just ready for me to finish using up all of this. And then that is what is getting started, and I'm very excited about it. I'm hoping to have Lily's socks done this evening or tomorrow so that I can get started on those. But okay, I'm rambling now. I will see you guys again soon. Until then, happy making. Bye.